I am in my PJs. It is nighttime. I just came on because I haven't filmed anything. I filmed more when I was sick than what I filmed this week. I had so much to catch up on, and I had to get Aiden caught up on schoolwork because he missed 3 days when we were sick. He missed the Friday, and then he was out Monday and Tuesday too. Yeah, so he missed 3 days of school, and he had a bunch of homework to catch up on. Thankfully, it wasn't a ton. I thought it was going to be worse than it was, but I did just film a video. I filmed a swatch video for the Toy Story ColourPop palette. My cheeks are like super red because I just got out of the shower. I dried my hair, but I'm going to straighten it tomorrow. I have to get ready for Aiden's parent-teacher conference. They always do one I think the first one was in September. They always do it at the beginning of the year, and then they do it in the spring at the end of the year. So I've got to get ready for that this week. I think it's, when did I sign up? She had us all like pick a time on the Google Calendar thing, and I think mine is for 7 p.m. They don't usually do them at night, but they're starting to do it like a regular school now. I mean, they are a normal school. Like, everything is... I can't find my plug for my camera. Everything is done the same as a typical public school. Plug for my camera. I can't get the stuff off the camera. I can't edit it. There it is. Okay. It was dangling on the side off the side of my desk. What else? I don't think there's much else to update on. I just wanted to record something so that everybody doesn't still think I'm sick. I still have like a lingering cough that keeps waking me up at night, and it's very aggravating, but at least all the other stuff is done with. One of the guys that Steven works with, because it's going through everywhere, everybody at his work now, and the guy he thinks he got it from, because they're always having to work together in the yard and stuff, he ended up in the hospital with pneumonia because he's older, so it just didn't, it hit him even harder, which this was definitely worse than COVID. I can honestly say that. I would have rather had COVID again than have to go through this again, because this was freaking awful. It was just days of like chills and being too hot, too cold, too hot, too cold, and then like it was everything, because it was the coughing and the friggin' the nose stuff at the end, and throwing up because I couldn't keep anything down. It was just every type of sickness that you can get when you don't feel good. It was everything in one, and it was very annoying. So I'm glad that that is done with for now, and hope we don't get anything else. Now I need to get these videos off of my camera. I most likely will not upload this until tomorrow, so April 1st. Whenever it's April Fool's Day, all I can think of is the year, was it 8th? I think I was in 8th grade when I got my gerbils, because my friend brought 2 gerbils to school to give them to me. Instead, she lived up the street from me, mind you, so she could have just brought them to my house after school or something. I didn't ask my mom if I could have gerbils. She gave me 2 gerbils in school. I have such a story about that, a story time about that, because that was just a hectic day, and it was on April 1st, and I will get to that in a second, why I remember it was April 1st. She brought them to school. She gave them to me in the morning, first period, in some type of like, she had them in this Bath and Body Works, I guess it was like a gift box from a gift set. It looked like a house, and it was magnetic, so it shut, and they were inside that. And I was like, what am I going to do with these at school all day? If I get caught with them, I'm going to get in trouble. So between her, me, and my other friend, we were each taking turns in each class having them like in our backpack, having the box inside our backpack, and like you could hear them scratching when it was quiet, and I was like, I'm gonna get caught and I'm gonna get in deep shit. So it went on like that through probably halfway through the day. My other friend Allison had them at the time in health class, and they were taking a test or something, so the teacher heard the scratching. She got sent to the principal's office. She had to tell them what was going on. All three of us got called down there. The principal called my mom. My mom was at work. It was April Fool's, and she thought they were messing with her. So I remember her saying she swore at the principal, and she was like, "Don't bother me at work with this shit. Who is this, and why are you screwing with me?" or something like that. She was mad at me. I was told I had to just go put them in my locker till the end of the day. I'm surprised they didn't make someone, like, come, either my friend who gave them to me. I'm surprised they didn't have her mother come take them or something. I don't know. But I got to keep them till the end of the day. They were in my locker all day. They had food and stuff, and she had like the wood chip bedding type stuff in there with them. So like they were set. They could go to the bathroom and everything in the box. It was just the point that they were in school and I wasn't supposed to have them in school. So I got home. I already had like the stuff from my guinea pigs because I didn't have guinea pigs anymore. So I used the setup from them until I went and got like the crazy cage with all the tubes and stuff for them and everything. But my mom got home. She was pissed at me because she found out that was true, that I didn't ask her first. She typically liked small animals like that. Like, she loved bunnies. She loved my guinea pigs and everything because she had them growing up. She didn't want gerbils. She didn't like rats, and like they kind of look like rats because they have the long tail and everything. She was pissed off at me. That didn't last too long because that always happened when I would bring home a pet. Everybody would get mad at me, and then they were part of the family. So there was that. But also, the girl that gave them to me told me they were both, she either said they were both boys or both girls, and they weren't. They were a boy and a girl. So like a few weeks later, I had babies in there. Didn't know that the girl one was pregnant. I just woke up one day and heard squeaking, and there was these little tiny pink jelly beans in there. So then I got in trouble for that, and then I could not separate them soon enough because like it's really hard to tell until a certain point which ones are male and which ones are female. So more of them would get pregnant. I ended up with 27 gerbils, okay? I had this huge thing in our basement, just this giant setup with all these turns and all these tubes and stuff that my uncle helped me build. They chewed through plastic, so they would constantly chew holes through the tubes and get loose in the basement, and then my dogs would have to go down there and sniff them out for me. It was a whole thing. Eventually I didn't, like, a lot of them ended up dying. My mom got so fed up with at one point because I had so many down there that she gave some to a guy she knew that had a snake, and I was super pissed off at her about that. I'm just like, it just got to the point where there were too many, and I ended up like scaling them down until I just had like the 2 original ones that I started with, and a couple of their babies. But at that point I was better about like keeping them all separated because I didn't want them friggin' having more and more babies. But anyway, that is the story of how every time it's April 1st, it reminds me of my gerbils and that whole debacle. So I have to laugh every time I see, hey, it's almost April 1st. Anyway, I made like the best soup I've ever made while we were sick, and then I just made it last night again. It was kind of like taking a few different things that I've seen like recipes for online and just doing it my own, which everything always seems to come out the best that way when I just do what I feel like needs to go in the pot, and it is so good. It's like it's got pasta in it. It has white beans. What are they? The kidney bean? The cannellini beans? Are those kidney beans? I'm gonna sound like an idiot if I say the wrong thing. Cannellini navy beans, the white beans. It has pasta, beans, so it's super filling. And you start it with like, I put carrots and celery and garlic, and you just saute it in the pot in olive oil before. I should just make a recipe video the next time I do it, because like seriously, everything to make it costs like $5. So we've been calling it broke bitch soup because I've been trying to make cheap meals that are filling, that like will have leftovers and everything. Trying to save money on food because food is so frigging expensive lately. But you start it off like that until the vegetables are kind of softened up a little bit, and then you add the broth, which like you can either use store-bought chicken broth or vegetable broth, which I did the first time. I used chicken broth, but when I made it last night, and I think it gave it a little more flavor, I did just water with like the chicken bouillon. So it's like a teaspoon for every cup and a half of water, a teaspoon of the bouillon for every cup and a half of water. And what else goes in it? The pasta shell. I use like the little pasta shells, and just your seasoning. So like Italian seasoning, salt, pepper. I put a little bit of red pepper flakes in it, and basil, parsley, just like the typical stuff you would season like an Italian dish with. And then you bring that to a boil. I'm trying to remember everything I did because I had to write it down to make sure I made it the same this time as I did last time. You bring it to a boil, you let it simmer for 15 minutes, you pour in a can of crushed tomatoes, which is like a 28-ounce can, and the beans, 2 cans of the navy beans. Or you could like use the dry ones too, but you have to soak them and everything first to make sure they're softened up. And then you just let it simmer for a little bit, and you can put like some Parmesan cheese on top of it when you serve it. It's so good. It's like such a nice filling meal. We're probably not going to feel like eating it once the weather gets hotter, but it was nice for, it's still been pretty cold out, so it's not at that point yet where we don't feel like eating soup or anything because it's too warm. But I'll have to do a recipe video for when I make it again. If I remember, I will set up everything downstairs so that I can actually film a recipe video. But I'm going to go so I can edit this now and get it up, and I will talk to you guys. There we go. I was trying to get through that without having a coughing fit. But I'm going to edit this now, and I will talk to you guys later. Oh, God. Ignore my hair, because I straightened it last night, and then I slept on it, and now it's frizzy. I have to do the parent-teacher conference tonight with Aiden's teacher. So I tried to make my hair look somewhat presentable. I'm probably going to slap some makeup on later because I haven't had a chance to do that yet. But it's only 12 and he's done with school for the day because he has a half day today so that the teachers can get ready for their conferences. I have to buy new cat food because I ordered a whole case of the wrong food. I got the damn pate and they won't touch it. Like, they're mad at me. Floki has been so good for months and not done anything, and I've been trying to get them to eat this because it was a $25 case of food, and he peed on my couch cover yesterday. Not a full-on pee, just a little spritz, but I feel like it's because whenever I change something or I don't have something for them that they like, he gets mad and does a pee. He's such a brat. So I have to get the kind they usually like, which I only have a couple left of now, is the cuts. See how it says cuts right there? I mean, the other one's not going to go to waste because I can give it to there's only 2 cats left that have been coming outside, so they will get the fancy Sheba for a while because you guys won't touch it. I don't know why, but I do have to feed them right now, so I will give them some of the one they actually like and hope I can. I'll have Walmart deliver it because I can order it and it'll be here tomorrow. I don't typically buy their cat food on Amazon because they usually want way more for it. I don't know if it's just because of the brand or what, but And they also don't have the smaller packages of it. Like, every now and then I'll buy the giant case, which is what I did with the pate, and I wish I hadn't have done that. I wasn't paying attention that it said pate on it. But like, I just bought that one. I'm like, I don't want to spend another. That's $50 on cat food this week. Here's some snacks, okay? And then I'll give you your food. I moved their cat food over here because it used to be near the refrigerator, and that was just a pain because every time I would try and get in there while they were eating into the freezer, it would boot Ragnar out of the way because he's always on that side when they eat. Plus, I wanted to put my trash can back over there because it just makes sense. There's like no room over here because of my cabinets and stuff to put the trash can, and it's always just wherever. Like, I feel like I was constantly moving it. So it was originally over here when we moved here, and I'm just gonna keep it there. I liked having it where the microwave cart is, but there's not enough room to shove it in there anymore, so that's that. Now I gotta figure out something for lunch. I'm starving because he had such a weird schedule today because of the half-day thing. They didn't do it like a normal half-day. Like, usually they'll just do it where, like, okay, you don't have any of your after-lunch classes. But today, they didn't have their homeroom because they wanted them to do their specials first thing in the morning, and then the music teacher didn't even remember that she had to do that, so he didn't have music class. And then they made all his classes shorter because they wanted to shove them all in before lunchtime. So he had all his normal classes that he was going to have today, but they were only 30 minutes instead of 45. So I am all screwed up. This screwed up my entire day because I'm very confused as to what's going on. I'm checking my basil. I have one of those little indoor, what is this called? Click and Grow. I got that at Christmas time because it was on sale, and I got one from my uncle. That was what I got as his Christmas present. And I'm growing basil, and now I have a ton of it. So I think now that there's so much of it, I'm gonna make my own pesto for tomorrow so that I can make my pesto chicken cheesy pasta thing. I'm horrible at growing things, but this thing has been working, so I was like, I'll get a different vegetable, something we use more often. I might do 2 tomato and 1 cilantro, because I do use a lot of cilantro, and I hate having to buy it all the time. So I think that might be the way to go, because like every time I make like a pasta sauce or something, I've been ripping leaves off of this, and then they just grow back. So it's awesome to have it on the kitchen counter. It's just the stupid pods. It's like $12.99 for 3 of them, but you do get your money's worth out of it because I don't have to buy fresh basil when I have this here, and then I won't have to buy cilantro when I've got that growing. So I'm just waiting to purchase it because I don't have a bunch of extra this week. But what else was I going to say? I think that's it. It's not really much else I had to talk about. Now all I can smell is basil. It's super strong. Like, it's really good in, like, I made stuffed shells and I put it in there in the mixture, the cheese mixture that goes inside of them. And I've done like a skillet lasagna thing. I think I talked about it. It's in one of my cookbooks that I liked from the Yummy Toddler Food Cookbook. But I put that in the sauce for it, and it's so like potent. It's so much better than using like dried shaker spices. So I don't know. I wanted to like start a garden this year, and I feel like it's too late now because like you should have started your seeds already by now. Plus we didn't build the raised garden thing that we were gonna do. We were gonna do like a raised garden bed, and we didn't do that either. So maybe next year I will have a garden going, but I would like to start growing more stuff because everything is so expensive. Why not save money on like veggies and fruits that I can grow, stuff like that. I think they had strawberry plants for this thing too. I have never had success growing a strawberry plant outside, so I'm curious how well it would do in here. Like, I don't even have to touch these things, which is why they've flourished and actually grown. I'm horrible at remembering to water. I think when I do water, I water too much. I can't keep plants alive. House plants, forget it. But like outdoor stuff, I suck. I don't know what it is. I'm good at taking care of animals and stuff. I think that's my thing, not plants. I'm better with animals than plants. But this stupid, I've had this sitting here since we were sick. I hate this so much. This Vicks thermometer, it never works. It's got like, oh, now it's gonna work, right? The battery in it is a watch battery type thing, and it like, I can get 1 or 2 uses out of it. Then next time I go to do it, it says the battery is dead. I've gone through so many batteries for this thing, and this was like $40-something thermometer that I got when Aiden was first born, because like when your kid gets sick, you can't put a mouth one in a baby. So this was my go-to, and it has never worked right. I don't know why I've kept it around for so long, but I think it's going to get trashed soon, and I'm just going to get a new one, because I was looking on Amazon when we were sick, and they're only like $10 now for these type of things. Like even the forehead ones are super cheap. So this is the one that you're supposed to put right here behind your ear, and I can never, like, especially for Aiden, when I try to do it for him, it gives me an error like 10 times before I can actually get it to take his temperature. I don't know why it does that, but I gotta go put this back in the bathroom just so we do have one for now. Yeah, I can't think of anything else to say, so I'm gonna go get my lunch and I'll talk to you guys later.